Hey guys, what's up? It's Britt and welcome back to my podcast. It has been a hot little minute. A lot has happened. You guys know that I hate doing intros, and if you don't know, well, now you know that I'm not really like an intro girly, but I'm going to give you guys the proper intro that you guys deserve to welcome you back to the Off Days podcast. So, welcome back. It feels a little weird, but we're going to get there. We are going to get there. I'm going to get comfortable talking to myself on camera again and bring you guys some awesome content. I'm so excited for everything that I have planned and just some new stuff for you guys. But first, I guess we should just start with a little bit of life updates. That's Harper, my dog. For you guys, she's in here. Hopefully she doesn't start barking. But yeah, you guys, it's been a crazy 8 months since I last posted, and y'all know me, I'm very transparent and open about my mental health, and I was going through some things and had some ideas and couldn't really just get everything out that I wanted to, so I really just kind of had to take a step back and just reevaluate my life and my goals and my purpose and all those things, and really just wanted to start focusing on what value I bring to you guys and to my audience and to my community of people that I have built with you guys. And, I just didn't want to put out content to be putting out content. I really just wanted to put out stuff that is obviously entertaining, of course. That's obviously a big part of social media, but also things that are educational, things that I'm passionate about, and things that you guys would be able to just see through my voice and on camera, whether you're watching or listening, that I'm just really passionate into it. It's high quality. I'm doing a good job, and I didn't want to just half do that. And I feel like at times last year, I definitely did that. And so I really just kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate all of that and just figure out ways that I can be better, not only for myself, but for you guys, and just put my best foot forward. I have always been that person. My parents have taught me that if I'm going to do anything, that if my name is going to be present on anything, that you give it 100% and put your best foot forward. And I've always, even as an adult, as a basketball player, athlete, everything that I've done, I've always just taken that advice to heart. And I just want that to show in all of my work. I want you guys to just really appreciate everything and just see that I'm giving you guys my best and not just putting out content to be putting out content because it's trendy or popular or it'll do well, but all of those things. So I did all of that, and I came up just with a list of things and ideas and people that I know their stories will inspire you. Me getting comfortable talking a little bit more, doing solo episodes, because for me, y'all, it is very hard for me to do what I'm doing right now, to talk on camera by myself. So first things first, when I do solo episodes, they're going to just be things that I know that I'm passionate I can talk about by myself, but also I don't want them to be super long. It's very intimidating to click on a video or a podcast when it's like one person solo and it's like over an hour long. So we're going to try to keep these things, 30 minutes, maybe 45. 45 is still to me a little bit long. Today might be a little bit long because I feel like I have to update you guys on so many things. So that's the plan, because I do, as y'all know, have a lot of athletes that I have worked with, and they have amazing stories, but obviously most of them are basketball players and they are in season when I'm in season. So it's really hard to kind of get that together and being able to sit down or set up a Zoom and things like that. So obviously as we move into the spring and summer off season, I'll be able to have more guests and things like that. But I also do want to be able to connect with you guys one-on-one, just me and you guys, and me educating you and telling you guys different things like that. So that is also the plan. Also, as I'm filming this, y'all, it is March and Duncanville is not playing. We're not going to state. This would have been our last week heading into the state tournament, going to San Antonio, but we got upset in the second round to Wiley East. And to be honest, as soon as I feel like I'm over it, I'm not over it. And then I get mad all over again. So I I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about our season, and that could be like a whole nother episode. And I don't want to open that bag of worms right now because, like I said, I'm still trying to get over it. But we did lose, and it sucks. I was so excited for the playoffs. I had so much good content planned, and I was so excited. Like, I knew in my mind that we were going to be in San Antonio. When I looked at the bracket and how we were playing, we had won, I think, 11 games in a row. I was like, yeah, we're going to go to San Antonio. Did I think we were going to win state? It would have been a stretch. Stony Point, really good. Plano East, really good. But I did think we would get there, but it wasn't our year. We didn't deserve to win. We had a lot of gaps and holes in our team this year, and we were exposed. So, yeah, kudos to Wiley East. That was a super fun game, double overtime, even though we lost. But, yeah. The other elephant in the room, if you've been following me, you could maybe pick up on some hints that I'm not planning to return to Duncanville next year. So, there's that. I don't really want to get into that because, again, that's something that I just don't want to talk about right now. It's nothing to do with like, the coaches or the kids or anything like that. I will say that the majority of my reasoning for wanting to leave is just the workload is a lot for one person. Something that I've been able to manage, but it is a lot. And it just, I've been there for 4 years and I just kind of want more. I need a new challenge. I feel like I have done everything that I have to sneeze. Hold on. Allergies. Wait, one more. Yeah, I feel like I have just accomplished so much there and that I'm just ready for a new challenge. And I feel like I've kind of just gone up and up and up, and I feel like I just see myself kind of like plateauing and not getting any better. And I just want a new challenge, want to do something different, a new environment, time for a change. And I've been fighting this decision probably the last 2 seasons, and I've just kind of always found a way to stay, or one more senior class. And I just feel like for me, it's just the right time to leave and try something new. I have no idea what that means. I'm just going to let the good Lord lead me and open doors and pray and follow and just continue to do what I'm doing. And when that decision comes, you guys will know. If for some crazy reason I end up at Duncanville for my 6th year, that would be crazy, because in my mind right now, I'm like, no, that's not in the Lord's plan, but who knows? Things could change. We just never know. So that's my little spill. That's my little life update. I think I'm about like 10 minutes. So that is the longest intro you guys will ever get from me, because I'm going to start posting consistently. So now back to you guys. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started as to why social media is super important for student athletes. I've kind of broken it down into 6 little talking points for you guys. The first one being that you need to start now before it is too late. When you are an athlete, you are super relevant. People know who you are. You kind of already get a little bit more credibility than your peers do just because you're an athlete, right? People at your schools know who you are because you have games. You get a little bit more attention. People know who you are. And as you get further along in your career, meaning you go from JV to varsity to now you're starting on varsity, then you go to college, and so forth and so forth. So as you're growing as an athlete and what you do on the court, you really want to make sure that you're also growing your brand and who you are, and that you're both growing at the same time. Because eventually your athletic career, unfortunately, take it from me, I miss playing basketball so much, but your playing career is going to go down. And so people are no longer going to know you as Brittany, the athlete, the amazing 3-point shooter, all that. No one's going to know you for your ability on the court or in your sport anymore. But if you have a strong online presence on social media, if you're doing other things, if you've built a brand in a community, yeah, people might not know that you aren't a basketball player anymore. They're not going to know you for what you've done on the court. But if they know that you make videos and you make content and you're doing this and you're starting a business, they're still going to support you, and that following is going to continue to grow. But if you aren't working on that and you decide you want to start taking your social media serious, let's say the last semester of your senior year in college, you're like, oh crap, like this is really important, I'm behind. It's going to be too late. People aren't going to know who you are anymore. You know what I mean? You're going to graduate, you're going to go on, and that community that you automatically had as an athlete, basketball player, whatever sport you're playing, is no longer going to be there. People like to support you when you're an athlete, when you're bringing money into the school, when you're representing the school at state tournaments and things like that, and you're getting write-ups and articles about you, and you have that school name across your chest, right? But there's going to be another group of people behind you on varsity next year, or that are coming in when you graduate from college, and you don't want to miss out on those opportunities, because your athletic impact will die, but your success as a person and the impact you bring to people outside of your sport, if you do it the right way, will last so much longer than your athletic career. So you guys need to start taking it serious now and do it before it's too late. Point number 2, social media will bring more opportunities for you after your sport. If you, again, like I said in point number 1, build your community while you're an athlete, right? So if you do things the right way, if you're building a community, if you're using the resources and the people that you're connected with as an athlete, as soon as you're done with that and you already kind of got like a head start, you're already going to have so many more opportunities. You're going to have so many more brand deals, because people are already going to know that, yes, you're a former athlete, but now I'm a business owner. Now I'm an influencer with X amount of followings, et cetera, et cetera. This is what I've done while I was an athlete. Now I'm excited to pursue all of these other things that I'm interested in beside my sport, full send, because I no longer have practice or study hall or school. And you just kind of like transition a little bit easier, as opposed to starting fresh with social media. Let's say, after you're done, now you're going to like start taking it a little bit serious. So one of my favorite examples that I like to use is Jimmy Butler and his coffee company. I had no idea that Jimmy Butler was a coffee consumer, and he was able to just connect and reach so many different people, right? Because let's say you have Jimmy Butler's basketball fans over here, and then you have a coffee consumer over here. Well, now, if you are a Jimmy Butler fan, you might not like coffee, but you are a diehard Jimmy Butler fan, and he has a coffee company. So you're going to buy his merch, his coffee merch. You're going to buy his coffee. You're going to try coffee. And now maybe you're a coffee lover. Well, maybe you are a coffee lover and you're trying coffee, and you're like, oh, this guy is a really good basketball player. I'm going to support him now as a basketball player, and now I'm interested in basketball. And you kind of like bring them both together. I think that's like the coolest thing ever. And basically how that started is he was in the bubble for the NBA during COVID, and the coffee was apparently trash, and he just ordered all this coffee stuff off Amazon, if I'm telling the story correct. And he started making coffee in the bubble and literally charging his NBA peers and coaches and players and things like that coffee in the bubble. And then after that, he started his own coffee company called Big Face. And I think it's super cool that he's able to just like do something different that he's interested in and passionate about besides basketball, like coffee. Like, come on, like how cool is that? Number 3. This one is really important. You need to use social media to stand out. And what I mean by that is, if I am a brand owner and I decide that I want to have 3 athletes from whatever school represent me for my brand, and I'm going to send them all this product, I'm going to send them X amount of money per post, but I know that I have in my budget 3 athletes. Let's say I want to do a volleyball girl, women's basketball, and a men's basketball player. And I'm like, okay, well, let's look at the roster, let's look up their social media, let's find out who I want to use. It's not always going to be the best player on the team if they don't have a good social media or a good personality. So what I mean by standing out is that if I'm a brand owner, why should I pick you? Why should I hire you to send you my product? And I think having a presence on social media is going to help you learn how to organically just use products in your everyday life. I can't tell you how annoying it is when I see a college athlete that just, accepts a brand deal from some small company and they're posting, literally copying and pasting the text from what they were sent. And it's like, use my code 10% off. I mean, you don't even like that product. Like, you can't even pretend to get me to buy it because you don't organically know how to use it. You don't know how to use your personality to post it. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to hold it. I think it's super annoying when guys get PSD underwear or Ethicus sent to them and they just throw it on their bed and it's dark, flashlight on, and it's a boomerang and they're like, thank you. I can't even see what the product is. So with that being said, being able to stand out on social media, learn how to talk on camera, learn how to do reels and post and naturally just use the products in your everyday life, and just learn how to just be comfortable with yourself on camera with different products and things like that is going to be super helpful. Because the truth of the matter is there is a space for everyone on social media, all athletes, every levels. Some of the best examples I can give you guys, which is going to come in another episode when I talk about more specifics in terms of what to post as an athlete, they are walk-ons. They are not all necessarily at the Dukes and Kansas and, the Notre Dame and South Carolinas of men's and women's basketball. And I think that's a common misconception, is that you think that you have to be at one of these schools and have hundreds of thousands of followers to get NIL. And that's not the case at all. Opportunities are there no matter what the level is. If you have the community, if you have the personality, if you're branding yourself the right way, the opportunities are going to be there. But if nobody knows that you have this awesome personality, if nobody knows that you're interested in all these other things, then they're probably going to be less likely to come. And that's why you need to learn now really just how to use social media in your everyday life and get comfortable with it. And we're going to get more into that a little bit later. But yes, that point is very important. Just using social media to stand out and be different and just not be like everybody else. It's so annoying that posting isn't cool, or, you don't want to have too many posts. And it's bro, the number one thing that I get that's so annoying that my athletes ask me is I want to get followers. How do I get more followers? Post. Unless you're Caitlin Clark or Paige Beckers or Jared McCain or someone like that, the few in that very, very few percentile, the rest of us have to work for our followers. You know what I mean? God has blessed them with amazing basketball ability and the amazing ability for someone like Jared to just grow fast at a certain point in time that has helped him, but he's also killing it on the court. Not everybody's story is like that. So for a lot of us, the rest of us, you're going to have to work a little bit harder to kind of gain that following and to put yourself out there a little bit more. So stand out. Point number four. Social media is a great way to connect with fans. And I think this is super important because a lot of times you try to appeal to your peers. And the best example I can give you is that if you were to open an online store, if you were to have your own merch, are your fellow basketball players going to buy your merch? Probably not. Just being honest, probably not. Some will. I'm just saying, your friends, your people, obviously they will. But the people that are going to ride or die for you are the people that you see their screen name pop up on your comment, on your post, right? Those are the people that are going to ride or die for you, that are going to buy all of your merch, people that you've never met. And so it's important to make sure that you connect with those people, that you follow some of those people, that you thank them and send them messages and really try to just build a community around you. You know what I mean? I always think that if you are, some 5-star athlete, there are so many little boys and little girls that look up to you that probably won't ever, play in college or ever make the varsity, but they're fans of basketball. They're fans of you, and it's important to appeal to those people too. And I think that's why someone like a Jared McCain is so popular on social media, is because he's different. And he's himself. He's authentic. He doesn't care. He doesn't try to be anything other than himself. He doesn't listen to the hate comments. He doesn't try to appeal to anyone other than himself. And that's what makes him relatable, because your average person isn't a super athletic 5-star. Normal people, quote unquote, the non-athletes dance a little bit. They're not just these superstar athletes that society has put on us that dress and act a certain way. And the truth of the matter is, we all have other interests outside of basketball. Mine being reading, for example. I love reading. I love books. That's a big part of me, right? Brittany, books, basketball. I can do both. You don't have to just be a basketball player or just be an athlete. Because like I said, one day you're not going to be able to hoop anymore. Those opportunities aren't going to be there anymore, but I'm always going to be able to do the other things that I'm interested in. But if I don't let people know that I'm interested in reading or gaming or fashion, makeup, whatever it is, then those opportunities aren't going to be there for you. So you really kind of have to, like I said, going back into the last point, stand out and not being afraid to really just dig into the other things that you're interested in besides basketball. And I think it's also a little bit annoying too when you look at an athlete's page and it's just all sport. I tell my guys that all the time. I'm like, you have a dog? Post pictures of your dog in your dump. Post, if you like to cook, post things that you cook. Show yourself with your siblings, or if you're into gaming, especially a lot of guys, NFL and NBA guys now, they're all into gaming. They have Twitches. They're doing so many other things besides their sport, whether it's fashion or opening restaurants and things like that. Don't be afraid to stand out, build a community around yourself, and just go beyond being just a basketball player that society wants you to be. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. But we're going to go on to point number 5. Hopefully you can't hear my dad outside mowing the lawn because he's right on the side of the house. I don't think you can hear him, but I can hear him. Anyways, point number 5. Kind of bringing it all back together with point number 5. Social media is important for athletes because you can use your platform for causes so much bigger in the world besides basketball. My favorite example of this is when Paige Bueckers won the ESPY award her freshman year. There was a lot of controversy in the media for women's basketball that year, as it is this year and every year, between black athletes and white athletes. And Paige, being a white athlete, winning this amazing award, decided to use a moment that was meant for her, that was about her, to shed light on her fellow black female athletes. And it was an amazing speech. It was heartwarming that she chose that time and place on a stage huge like that at the ESPYs at ESPN to do that. And that's where you see athletes, standing up for things in the world, whether it's racism or gun violence or Black Lives Matter, whatever it is. There's so much going on that you have a voice. And it's hard. It's definitely hard. But when you want to grow on social media and you have been gifted with a community and a platform that is big, you kind of sometimes have to start, even if you're younger, thinking about things that are important to you and your family, whether it's, being raised by a single mom or things like that. Like maybe you want to start a charity and shed light to different things that are dear and true to your background and how you were raised and things like that. So I think it also just provides an opportunity to shed light on other things in the world, and for you as young athletes to start thinking about, like, you know what, when that moment comes, like, what am I going to talk about? What do I want to shed light on? What matters to me in this world? And social media, the way it is, so many people, like I said, we're consuming on our phone now, probably more than we watch TV. So it's like, what am I going to do with these followers? I want to be a role model. I want to, give back and just, I can't even get my words out. Like, it just, I love talking about this stuff so much, but what I'm trying to say is just that, a lot of people want followers and an audience for the wrong reasons. And I feel like I just want people to want followers and NIL and brand deals and things like that for the right reasons, and to be good people. Be good people and give back and educate others and help them be better than what you were. And that's why I'm so passionate about all of this stuff, because you guys have so many more opportunities than I had. And I just want to help you guys get there and make sure that you guys are doing things the right way and growing and just being good people and good role models, and making sure that you're using social media to not only help and benefit from yourself, but to help all of those other people that are following you. So, yes, what are we thinking, guys? Are we learning? Are we learning? I think I have one more point for you guys. I do. And it's the most important one, the best one for last. Point number 6, and we are just going to bring it all together, is you are so much more than an athlete. The beauty of social media and sharing your life with the world is that for once, you get to control the narrative. So many times in the media and even with your coaches and your teammates, people are saying so many negative things about you, that you're selfish, that you're this, that you're that, that you're not D1, that whatever it is, right? There's so many people, everybody has something to say about you and how you play and how you act, right? But your social media is the only time where you get to control the narrative about what people say about you. And a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of my athletes are just like, I'm a really private person and I don't really want to put, my life out there like that. You don't have to. I am all on social media. I love it, but there are certain things about my life that I keep private. I'm a very private person. And the beauty of it is that I get to share what I want to share. What I want you guys to know about me, you're going to know. What I don't want you to know, you're not going to know. You guys know that I have a dog named Harper, and I love her because I post her. This is my baby, right? But there are other things. Sit down. You guys know that I'm a big mental health advocate. I like to talk to you guys about my mental health and things like that, but there are other things that I choose to keep private, and you guys can do the same too. You get to decide what you share. If you don't want to share your relationship, don't share your relationship. But social media has opportunities for you to share things about your injuries. I think it's super cool that when athletes get hurt now, for example, Rory from Texas, she tore her ACL, broke my heart, by the way. And even like Paige Beckers, when she got hurt, people are starting to kind of share their journeys, because how many girls do we know that tear their ACL and you feel like, dang, no one else knows what I'm going through. This is so hard. And then you see content about, Big 12 player of the year, things like that, going through the rehab. And you're like, dang, like I'm going to follow her because she's feeling down about her knee. Like I get to see what she's going through, and I get to feel better about myself knowing that someone that I look up to is sharing their journey and I'm going through the same thing. So you get to control the narrative. You get to basically, instead of everyone forming opinion about you, like, no, this is what it is. This is what it ain't. This is my social media. This is me. And I'm telling the story. I'm posting what I want to say, and point taken, like that's like honestly my favorite part about athletes being able to share social media and things like that, is that you're in charge and no one else is telling you what to post about yourself, because it truly is your story and like what you decide to share with the world. And it's just so cool that now as athletes, you don't have to wait to start those businesses, to be an influencer, to monetize on YouTube. I remember when I was in college, it was just kind of getting popular for athletes to do day in the life videos on YouTube, and they were blowing up. And a lot of athletes had to sacrifice their eligibility to get to where we are today. So with that being said, like, you don't have to wait if you want to, you know, start that clothing line, to start that small business, whatever it is, to have your own basketball camp and things like that in the summer. And I think it's super cool that you can be a basketball player and a businessman or businesswoman at the same time and just make a change and just get yourself ahead of the game, because, you know, like the Enterprise commercial says, we're all going to be going pro in something other than sports. And it's true. One day we're not going to be able to play basketball and we're not going to be behind anymore because we weren't able to do two things at once. And it's honestly hard, because I know for me, being able to see YouTubers do all of this cool stuff, but knowing that I was a college athlete and I couldn't do it, like, that sucked. And now the fact that you can monetize your social media so easily as an athlete, like, what I'm going to teach you guys, don't worry, I'm going to teach you guys. It's super cool. And you guys, we have to take advantage of that now and get ahead. We don't have to wait anymore until we're done playing basketball. You're able to do both at the same damn time. Just kidding. That's like so off brand for me. I don't really cuss. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. And yeah, in conclusion, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content from me. I hope it wasn't like too dragging. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys learned that you want people to know who you are as an athlete, of course, but also as a person. And you control the narrative, the ups, the downs, what you want people to know, people are going to know. And you can still have that privacy. You can do two things at once. You can be a really good athlete and also on social media and have your businesses and work and things like that, killing it at both, and monetize off of that. So that's my TED Talk. That's my first episode back. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to have this up on YouTube. If you are a visual girly, I say girly, but my audience is like all boys, which is crazy. But anyways, I'm going to have it up on my YouTube channel. If you are a visual, I don't know what to say instead of girly. Boy girly, right, Harp? I don't know what to say. I'm going to have it up on my YouTube if you're more visual, but I'm also an audio in the car kind of gal myself too. So I'm also going to have it up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. So anyways, next week, well, I don't want to say next week because y'all know how I am. So we'll say in 2 weeks, within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be back and I'm going to just talk to you guys more specifically about what to post, how to post, some example of athletes that you can follow. And we are going to get this thing going. It's going to be a great summer. It's March Madness. I'm so excited. Basketball is already on TV at 10 o'clock in the morning today, which was like so cool to see, to wake up and just watch hoops all day. So yeah, I'm super excited. I have a list of people that we are going to have on the show, and it's just going to be a grand old time. I'm sitting up here chilling. I don't know if you can see the wall, but I have my little like AB shrine over here, you guys. His jersey is up here. Here's his hat. Here's his little bobblehead. Y'all, he's one of my favorite people of all time. I love this guy so much. That's my guy. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any specific questions ever, or if I can help you, DM me or email me. All my info is below. If you have any specific topics you want me to talk about, comment them, email them to me. Like, I'm telling y'all, there's a place for everyone on social media, and it's not going anywhere. We all can eat, we all can win, and we all can have a community online and kill it on social together and support each other and just have a great community. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Thank y'all again so much for watching and supporting and just bearing with me and supporting me through Duncanville and Foreverland and all the things. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Okay, bye. Harp, say bye. Say bye. All right, y'all. Bye.